Welcome on in, guys. Tobin here with you. Thanks for checking out the channel. Team USA moving on to the semifinal of the Olympic Games. They put it on Brazil today, man. It was not a very competitive game. It was not a very compelling game. Brazil has a lot of guys out there. Their best player is a 40-year-old, and not the LeBron James kind of 40. Like, he looks like he's 40. So, they had like a valiant effort in the second quarter where I think they cut it to like 9. I feel like they went like a 13-0 run. And Team USA responded by closing the half with a 15-0 run. Credit to Joel Embiid, probably his best game with Team USA. He started today, and he finished with 14 points. Don't believe he played in the second half. He went out there and was killing it from three. He was 3 for 3 from downtown. Devin Booker, 5 of 7 from downtown. He led everybody in scoring today. And yeah, this was an absolute annihilation from a team they probably should have annihilated. They move on to 4-0. Brazil finishes 1-3 in the tournament. They got in via scoring difference. And as for our guy, Bam Adebayo, Heat Nation, Bam finishes today. A lot of rebounds. Bam was very active on the boards today for Team USA. He tied for the lead in rebounds with Joel Embiid and Anthony Davis. So all the big men with 7 apiece. And he finished with 9 points. Had a little scoring surge there at the end where he got a dunk. And the prettiest thing that we see is that tray ball. Right at the top of the key. It was pure. Just nothing but net. Looks beautiful. And we really have to be at a point this time where we need to get to like a fine system. This was done his first year with Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler tried to impose a season-long bet. I don't know who put the kibosh on it. I don't know why this didn't become a thing on the reg, but Bam would not shoot threes, and then it went completely away. And then in the middle of last year, the 3-ball has come, but he looks so comfortable taking it. And it's been really, really cool. But I think the best part about this, quite frankly, is that now we have our all-Miami Heat matchup in the semifinal game. Team USA, for the third time in this tournament, will take on Serbia. Now, they've given Serbia the business. This has been a team in Serbia that everybody really thought was one of the tougher matchups. I keep hearing this. This is one of the tougher matchups. The way they play, the style they play, the size that they play with, that this is one of the tougher matchups for Team USA. And I think when you have a 3-time MVP, you know what the plus-minus is with Nikola Jović. He legitimately might not be able to be off the floor against Team USA if Serbia has a chance. Maybe. I mean, you can't rule it out. And I think that you'll have a Team USA that's going to be completely locked in on this matchup. And then, of course, they will face, if they get past Serbia, the winner of Germany and France. So you have the host nation and last year's World Cup winner who beat Serbia in the gold medal game that, of course, left our precious Nikola Jović in tears as he was a part of that squad. Now, interesting wrinkle, as I tuned in this morning, I tuned in to Serbia and Australia, and immediately I know that Nikola Jović does not start the game. He comes off the bench, so my eyes are focused in, and I'm looking. I'm like, where the hell is Jović, dude? Where is he? And I couldn't see him, and so I'm like, this is weird. I'm like, my eyes playing tricks on me? And I go and I see the first person I see tweet about it is Tim Reynolds, who's boots on the ground in Paris. And he says that the unofficial word was that he was sick. Then more official reports came out that Nikola Jović missed this game because he was sick. You're hopeful that this game coming up on Thursday, which will be Thursday at 3 p.m. Eastern time if you guys are looking for the matchup. But you're hopeful that this is going to be a game where we do get to see Nico out there. He was out of it for cold-like symptoms. I'm reading that from Anthony Chang in the Miami Herald. And, God, I really want to see that. I want to see that because, first of all, it's perfect, right? Like, those guys, Nico and Bam, it matches up perfectly together. It's been a tough go. Nico's been memed a couple times by Team USA, and in a lot of ways is kind of due for his breakout game. I don't think that this has necessarily been the performance. I don't think Nico's had like the performance that you've stood out. Like he hasn't had a Bam South Sudan game. But you also have to mind, like, this guy is gutting, he came in not in tip-top shape, and he came in off of an injury. So he's there, and he's playing for his country. But this is a country that, doesn't have all NBA players, and he is a starting NBA player. Of course they want him out there for Team USA. And this is going to be fun. This was exactly what I was, envisioning when all this got laid out, and you're hopeful that I remember asking Bam about this matchup, and he was really excited for Nico because he was hoping Nico was going to have maybe a bigger role. Now, mind you, the interview with Bam, this was before the injury news came out, Nico being banged up, all that type of stuff, but still, there's going to be times where Bam, should Nico be healthy, that there's going to be Bam versus Nikola Jović, and you're going to have your Heat showdown, and I am here for it. And we know that this Nikola Jović, this man's a peacock, all right? He goes out there. I'm not talking about the network, dude. I'm saying, like, this man is a showman. He'll give you the gun show for shooting things off. And, look, we know that Serbia, it goes as the Joker goes. He was unbelievable to finish off that game against Australia today. I will say, holy crap, Patty Mills. I was watching this. I'm like, who is this individual who wore 88 for the Heat and could not nail a damn shot when he was on the Miami Heat? Like, did anybody, like, everybody had to have that feeling watching. And I know FIBA Patty Mills is a different evolution of Patty Mills, but I got to be honest with you, like, the only Patty Mills that I recognize is the Patty Mills that sunk our heart in 2014 when he was on the Spurs. Him and Danny Green, talked to Danny Green about this when he would join the radio show, but that Patty Mills, he hit that bucket to send it to overtime. I was like, geez, man, I would not trust him to nail that or take that shot. He would probably be like last on the Heat roster outside of like Orlando Robinson last year. But he was cooking for the Aussies, him and Josh Giddey. That being said, Serbia did come through in overtime, and now we find ourselves in a all-Heat show. And let me tell you something right now. Don't think the Heat don't know. All right? Don't think that Bam, who I believe his words to me were, of course I want to beat his ass in his matchup with Nikola Jović. Where is your excitement level? Because you got a young Nikola Jović who's feeling froggy with how he was in Serbia and their team last year. How much is Bam Adebayo looking forward to going up against Jović in a potential matchup?
I expect Nico to play like he's never played before because, one, like I said, when people go play for their countries, it's a different ball game because they become the number one option, the number two option. It feels like when guys go play for their countries, they become the Michael Jordans of their teams, the Kobe Bryant of their teams, the Elijah ones, the Shaqs, however you want to look at it. They become that guy or the guys because there's nobody to defer to.
Right.
And, seeing Nico, obviously he's on the other team, so I want to beat his ass. But, seeing him grow as a player and as a talent himself is going to be incredible.
He did say the nice thing, which is that he wants him to get this opportunity to perform even more and flourish more for your international team, which we have gotten to see. We did get to see Patty Mills do that. We do get to see Dennis Schroeder do that. And Franz Wagner, I mean, he's a very important piece for Orlando, but the Wagner brothers have been killing it for Germany. And with this Team USA, you never really know who it's going to be. I mean, truly they have done a great job of, like, they've had the Bam game. They've had the Kevin Durant game. They've had the LeBron saves their ass game. They've had I think today you would say it's probably the Joel Embiid, Devin Booker game. Tatum was, if you were looking at rotation, Tatum was like the last guy to come off the bench. Everybody played because Halliburton got in when it was like a 30-point laugher, but Tatum did get in eventually when it got a little bit out of reach. So Steve Kerr managed to play everybody today. But, yeah, it was a pretty spread out game scoring wise. Everybody gave Anthony Edwards 17 points today. He's really fun to watch. Very much enjoy it. AD, he had 13 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals. Bam, he finishes with 9. He was 4 of 8 from the field, 1 of 3 from downtown, 7 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal. Did blow a reverse jam, which would have been pretty sick if he was able to land that one. Kevin Durant became the all-time leading basketball athlete in Olympic history, past Lisa Leslie. But yeah, man, look, I don't have a ton of worry about this matchup against Serbia. I think Miami matchup aside, the Miami matchup aside, like they've handled Serbia. I think outside of just an unbelievably cold night out there, they should be able to do work and advance. The gold medal game, look, if it's Germany is, you got to respect it. I mean, their international resume the last 2 years has been unbelievable. France, host nation, there's going to be some shenanigans going on there. Like that's never good. Germany's got to definitely be on the lookout for that when they get to their semifinal game. But as for Bam has just been fun to watch. Like everything he does, like he's just contributing. He gets possessions for his teammates, plays his ass off. Just, I felt bad for Brazil. I mean, some of the guys that he was defending, he's just ripping the ball from Brazil like it's like candy from a baby. Easy work for Bamante. There was one funny moment. I saw this on Heat Clips. I think it's DeMar305. He put a clip. I noticed this immediately during the game, but I was hopeful that somebody clipped it, so shout out to him. But there is this one moment where Joel Embiid is going absolutely berserk. I don't remember the exact moment of what this was. I don't know if it was Tatum getting in. Somebody got a huge dunk. Trying to see. Somebody got a huge dunk. I don't remember who it was, but he was going nuts. And Spo, like you could just see Spo's like looking at Joel Embiid, he's freaking out, and Halliburton's holding him, and Spo's just giving him like just the look of disgust, like, dude, what? Like he just has no time for Joel. It was such a look like Joel Embiid. The difference between Joel Embiid's happiness and Erik Spoelstra's disdain is just like could not be further off of the spectrum of happiness and disgust. It is delightful to see that. I love Erik Spoelstra, man. I love Spo. Shout out to Team USA, and looking forward to the Heat semifinal matchup coming up for a trip to the gold medal game.